Hi class, today you're doing Module 3, Lesson 14. So Lesson 14 is model numbers with more than 9 ones or 9 tens, and then you're going to write in expanded form, unit form, and word form. Okay, so there are two parts to Lesson 14. So the first part is you're going to represent a number using your place value chart, using place value discs, and then you're going to model using hundreds, tens, and ones, and then you're going to model the same exact number using only tens and ones. You're going to be doing a little bit of regrouping, but backwards. Let me show you what I mean by that. So let's look at this first question. It says draw 140 using hundreds, tens, and ones. So I'm going to use my place value chart. I have 100 and 4 tens. And no ones because there aren't any ones in that number. So I used hundreds, tens, and ones, but I don't need any ones. So I have 100, 4 tens, 0 ones. So now I have to show the same exact number on this place value chart down here. Let me write that 0. So I have to show the same number on that place value chart down here, but this time I don't want any hundreds. So it says draw 140 using only tens and ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that unit form. So up here I had 1 in the hundreds place, right? 4 in the tens place and 0 in the ones. I don't want this 100 there anymore because it says only tens and ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go backwards and put it back in my tens place so that I have just tens and ones. So that means I have 14 tens and 0 ones. Because remember, 14 tens equals 140. So I'm going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. And no ones because there aren't any ones. Does that make sense? So if I'm using only tens and ones, I only want blank tens and blank ones. So that means I have 14 tens and 0 ones. Okay? Let me show that one more time. If I want to draw the number 232 using hundreds, tens, and ones. H for hundreds, T for tens, O for ones. So I'm going to draw my place value chart. Here's 2 hundreds, 3 tens, 2 ones. Now I'm going to draw only on my place value chart. I'm going to do 232, but using only tens and ones. So I'm going to draw that place value chart. I'm just going to draw that hundreds place just in case, because that's what our place value charts look like. So now I'm going to only show, I don't want any hundreds, I only want tens and ones. So remember that unit form that we used. So I had 2 hundreds, 3 tens, 2 ones, right? That's my unit form up here. But I got to get rid of those hundreds. So I'm actually just going to move these 2 hundreds over here so that it makes 23 tens and 2 ones. It's a lot of groups of 10. Let's get started. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Almost there. 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230, 231, 232, 233. So do you see how I just moved this back over here? And it's kind of like I unbundled it. So I took my 100 and I unbundled it into 10 tens. And I took this, so I put 10 over here. and then this one 10 over here, so that it makes 23 tens. Oh, running out of space, which is okay. So let's make sure I have 23 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. 23. I think I have one too many. Okay, so it should be 23 in the tens place. Oop, one too many there too. So 2 in that ones place. Okay, that might seem a little confusing right now, but we're going to do a lot more with that. Okay, so I will explain it to you as a class. So 203. So this is the second part. So this is using unit form. So here I'm kind of doing the same thing where I had start with 100s, tens and ones, and then I get rid of that tens and I show it with only tens and ones. So this is using the place value chart with a model and pictures. Now you're just using unit form, but we're still going to use that place value chart to help us. So here I need to use my unit form. So I have 200s, 0 tens, 3 ones. Now I need to get rid of those tens. I'm going to break it apart and I'm going to make 20 tens and 3 ones. Let me show you how I got those 20 tens. Same thing. Let's start back up here. So now I need to get rid of these hundreds so I can regroup. Think of your place value discs. If you have a group of 100, how can you, almost like unbundling it, taking it apart and making groups of 10. If I have 100, I regroup it as 10 tens. It's just going backwards. Does that make sense? So I'm going to cross this off, and I'm going to put it back into the tens place as 10 tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same thing here. I'm going to put this back. I'm going to put it on this side, cross it off, and I'm going to unbundle it. It's like regrouping backwards. Does that make sense? Okay, so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 in the tens place and 3 in the ones place. Same thing here, 20 in the tens place, 3 in the ones place. Both of these numbers, though, still add up to 203. It's just using different units and values to show that number. Okay, so let me show you one more way that you can figure this out. If I show my unit form, 200s, 0 tens, 3 ones. So now I kind of use it kind of like a number bond, okay? Where I have my hundreds, my tens, and my ones, okay? And so now I'm going to show my parts. I have 100 and 100, right? So now I'm trying to make these into tens. So I break it down into 10 tens and 10 tens. So now I cross these off. I no longer have hundreds. Now I have groups of 10. Okay, so now I have 10 tens, 10 tens. I can combine that into 20 tens. And then I bring down the 3 ones. And now I have 20 tens and 3 ones. Okay, one more example. Okay, so you're going to have to do this on your problem set today. So you're going to have to show on this second part, first you show hundreds, tens, and ones. You represent a number. And then you have to either change the groups into just ones or change the groups into just hundreds and ones. So you can use this unit form to kind of help you. Let me show you one more time. Let's say that I want this number. Okay? And I'm going to start with hundreds, tens, and ones. And then I have the same exact number, and I only want tens and ones. So first I'm going to use my unit form. Kind of like a number bond a little bit. So I have 3 hundreds, 2 tens, 6 ones. Okay? Now, I only want tens and ones, so I can fill this top part in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that hundreds place, and I got to figure out how many groups of 10 are in 300s. So I have 300s, 100, 200, 300s. And now I could break it down into how many groups of 10 are in each group of 100. In 100, there are 10 tens. Here, there are 10 tens. And here, there are 10 tens. And as you can see, now you have your different groups of 10. You have 10 tens, 10 tens, 10 tens, and then these 2 tens right here from the number at first. So I had 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 2 up there. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. 32 tens, and I cannot forget about those 6 ones. So I have 6 ones. So it's 32 tens and 6 ones. Okay? So as you can see, you're going to use kind of like this number bond using the unit form and breaking apart those hundreds so that you can see how many groups of 10 are in the 300s. Kind of like each 100 is 10 tens. Does that make sense? So 10, 20, 30 groups of 10, which would be 300. And then you have to add those 2 tens right there. Okay, so this is kind of what you're going to do today. I will definitely be here to help you if you are confused. Okay?